Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off, presented by Better, Week 10 recaps episode where we went through every single game from Week 10. We started off with 2-minute drill, went through my top 10 wide receivers in the NFL. Spoiler alert, I think Jamar Chase right now is the best receiver in the game. We also talked about the Jets and the Cardinals. Brice Butler, who was on the podcast earlier in the summer, ended up cursing the Caps Off podcast because he called out Kyler Murray, and now Kyler Murray beat all of our teams. We also talked about the most miserable franchises in the NFL right now. If you're a fan of one of these teams, if you're part of that fan base, we ranked you 1 through 10. We also talked about the Bears and how the Hail Mary broke them. We talked about so much more that came out of Week 10. I cannot wait for you to hear this episode, so let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off, presented by Better. It is the 11th of November.
11/11, make a wish.
Ooh, it's
Happy Veterans Day.
And now it's 12/15.
That as well, yeah.
Veterans
Is that what
Day
it
today?
is? Veterans
I think
Day?
so, yeah.
Oh,
Salute.
that makes sense. Okay. How was everyone's weekend?
Mine was
Sorry,
incredible.
Jesus, that was the Joes.
Not what someone should do.
Yeah.
I apologize if my voice is annoying on this episode. I did lose it at the Indiana game. You got to play your role. And my role. Hoosiers.
Oh, my
it's,
Lord.
it's just not there anymore. I did that a million times this weekend. And, there were a lot of important third downs in that fourth quarter.
of
So
course.
You got to be the...
I got a job to do, and I'm going to do it.
You did it.
I know
By the
you're
way,
doing
you
that
did
not
it.
just on third down, on
No,
first,
yeah.
second.
In the fourth quarter, it was pretty much every fucking play.
Did you sit down at all the entire game?
Well, yes, we would sit down, at like TV breaks. But
Or if the offense was operating.
yeah, when we were operating like conducting business. What is that? Teams will do that. It's like quiet people at work.
Yeah,
or
offense
something.
at work.
People were
Offense at work.
Yeah.
But it was sick. College
5.
is sick.
College is fun.
College is so fucking
Dude, we were
sick,
talking
man.
about that. We're like, fuck, it's so cool.
It's so sick.
Like,
All
you
these
go to a
kids
bar
are
at 9
just.
in the morning.
I was drunk as fuck by 11.
Until
and
1
then
a.m.
like all these kids had nothing to fucking do afterwards too. It's like they all just are gonna wake up today and be hungover as
then go
balls
to class.
and just watch football,
but
and
you
then they're
forgot,
off tomorrow too.
Pat, they're like 20 years old. They're getting up, not hungover, and hanging out like normal.
I was very, very
that's
jealous.
they don't get hungover.
It was.
Yeah, but Pat, you said something happened.
It's someone you met a Caps Off fan. It was cool.
Oh yeah. Shout out if she's listening. There was a girl at Roy's.
It's fucked up.
Now you're
I know
really calling it out.
I
Now you're
apologize
being a
because she
dick.
did tell me her name, but dude, it was fucking 11 p.m. and I'd been drinking for 13 hours. My bad.
Sick,
so
sick.
but
Very sick.
Holy fuck, you sick.
Met a Caps Off fan who was a woman. I didn't think there were that many of them. I didn't think there were
I
any
think
of them.
our demographic is like, it says 4%.
So that was really cool. And so thank you for listening. She said her fantasy football team is in second place this year. And that's thanks to
hell
us.
yeah.
And then also shout out Jesse. I remember his name because he gave me his number.
you remember the guy
Manager
after
at
the go?
Roy's. No, manager
Oh, wait,
at Roy's.
so, we
if
have to go to
Caps Off
Roy's.
is ever in town at Roy's, he said he's got us. He got me
if
got me a free drink. We took a shot together. So shout out Jesse.
If you guys host a playoff game, I'm coming.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah.
We're there.
No, like I'm gonna bandwagon
What if
the
it's
fuck out of you.
The Buffs versus IU.
You're not going.
Yeah, you're not going to be there, buddy. Let the big dogs eat, and you.
We fully control our own destiny.
Do you?
So do they.
Yeah, I know, but who's
why can't we both
left on your
control
who's
destinies?
left on your schedule?
Utah, who's ass this year, and who's our last game?
So you're saying like if you win out and then win the
Then we play
Are you
BYU.
even in a conference? What
Yes,
conference?
The Big 12.
The Big 12.
The 12
the Big
people of the
18
big.
now, I
Yep.
believe.
The 12 bigs.
Keep up with all
Too
that.
many.
So you're saying if you win the Big 12, you're in? Yeah.
Utah and
You actually do have a completely legit shot. You're
Utah,
right.
Kansas, and Oklahoma State.
How about Drew Pine, Mizzou?
Yeah,
Oh,
of course.
fuck, man. I'm gonna have to eat dip. I'm gonna have to eat a whole fucking can of
I don't know
Grizzly
why you
wintergreen
even
long
say.
cut.
Did you not see that?
No, I missed this.
Oh, I made a TikTok
right into
yesterday. I
it.
thought I was gonna get like 2,000 views because it was super like very Mizzou, Drew Pine niche. Like our backup quarterback from Mizzou named Drew Pine. But I was like, oh, if Drew Pine, who's the worst quarterback I've ever seen for a little bit, beats Oklahoma, I'll just eat a whole can of dip with fork and knife like a fucking 5-course meal.
Like a 5-course. You said it. Wait. You said it with a fork and knife.
Yeah, like
What's
a
your
fork
plan?
and knife.
Oh, boy.
My plan is I was gonna do it
kinda,
today, and
yeah.
I pussied out.
Have you ever eaten a can of dip? Or tin of dip.
Not a whole tin. College was a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've known people who've eaten dip before.
Yeah,
It's
not
like
by my
lost a bet.
choice.
Yeah,
maybe
some
but-
shit like that. But
Yeah. No. Anyway, so
that sucks.
I had to do that this week at some point, and I'm not looking forward to that
Yeah,
at all. It's
that's
gonna fucking
terrible.
suck. Yeah. But I am a man of my word. I'm not going to be the FSU poop guy.
Can't be the
I
FSU
cannot
poop
be the
guy.
No, you
FSU
have
poop
to-
guy.
well,
also, like, money where your mouth
no,
is. Look at what happened
the
to
FSU
him.
poop guy didn't eat the poop.
And it's his
That's what I'm
fault.
saying. Put your money where your mouth is.
No,
Exactly,
and
that's
now
what he
FSU's 1-9, and I can't have Mizzou go to shambles and shit.
It would
Like
be
I
his
have
fault.
to eat the
Go
dip.
to shambles and shit. I see what you did there.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
That was actually.
But yeah, man, college. If you're in college right now, soak it in. That like we felt so old the whole weekend of like every time we were talking to any younger kid.
Yeah, it's
we were
so
like,
weird.
dude, like soak it up, bro. Like this really is the best 4 years of your life.
I
Like,
hate those.
But like
types
it
of people,
is.
though.
It's impossible to not say. Also, Jack, your fucking sock is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. It has
That,
a lot
are
of
you kidding me?
holes.
You're
Yeah.
a grown ass man. Go get some new socks.
I have new socks too. I just didn't wear them.
That's like not a hole. That the sock is.
All
it's
right.
barely a sock
No one can
anymore.
see it.
All right, I want to move on.
Show the people your socks.
Show your socks.
bad.
I wanna
It's a
talk
bad-
Jesus,
football.
there's
bad
more holes than I
sock.
even
Yeah,
saw.
Yeah, it's a bad
wanna
sock.
talk
It's a bad
You
sock.
could get like a fucking 12 pack for $18 on Amazon.
I want
Grow
to talk
up.
about football.
Oh my god! And then you're wearing slides.
It's a ballsy move.
Well, you never won slides without socks.
I know, but it's different. It's different. Let's talk football. Adam's right.
2 minute drill.
Yeah. So, found out also today that the Dolphins are 1.5 games out of the wild card. So that's fun. Before they played,
This
they
isn't-
obviously played
It'll
tonight.
be 2 soon.
This isn't baseball where you're like, how many games out of the wild
Yeah,
card are
yeah.
we? Like, you're either in the playoff picture or you're not, and you guys
Did
are.
I do that, Randy? Did I just say that? I think I
That
did.
is exactly what you just
Exactly.
said. Like, you're not in the playoff
So
picture.
literally, fuck off.
You're not good. You
I-
are bad. The
you-
Dolphins
so are
are
you.
bad.
So are you.
Yeah, I know, but I accept it. You don't.
I don't.
I know.
I don't. I
And
refuse
that's
to.
Adam,
why
but
you're
that-
annoying and
that-
I'm not.
Like I think people love Pat's Jets rants because they're real and he's not delusional. And you are delusional as fuck.
You're very delusional.
2 minute drill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I get pissed at you.
Okay. Well,
Can you
that's
name one athlete that went to Rice University? By the way, you're wearing the hat.
of course it's Jet Stenham.
Oh.
He was
just
good at
rip into
Rice.
it, man.
Oh boy,
He
here
was
we
good
go.
at Rice.
What a terrible week of football.
It really was.
This
What a
was the worst
terrible
Sunday
weekend.
of football I've ever. You know what? We got so blessed Thursday night with Bengals Ravens that we just.
And then Sunday night we got blessed too. That
Yeah.
game was sick.
It's a sacrifice type of
Yeah.
thing. It happens. So we're gonna review it like every single week. 2 minute drill, week 10. Every single game in 2 minutes or less. Let's try and. What if we try and give ourselves 5 minutes to spare on this? 5 seconds to spare. What if we try and give ourselves
Let's just
5
do it.
seconds
Let's
to
just get
spare?
into it.
Okay, you hated that idea. That's totally fine.
I did too. What, like, let's try to do it in 2 minutes. That's what
Let's try and do it in a minute.
We're
and
not gonna
55
add
seconds.
new games to
Oh
it.
wait, let's do the minute 55 second drill. Like what?
All right, starting off with Thursday Night Football, AFC North
You
divisional
got to do the
matchup.
whole like thing. Like this is the 2 minute drill. I don't feel like you did one of those.
I did it.
He did, but like now I want you to do it again.
Did he really? Yeah. Like I don't think he did. Because like that usually
need a
locks.
Tom? Do you need a
that
Tom?
usually locks
My
me
stomach
in.
does hurt.
Is like when you do that, then I'm like, oh, I got to lock in now. So like I
NFL
missed
Week
it.
10, 2 minute drill, going through every single game in 2 minutes or less because I just did it 5 seconds before and Pat made me do it again.
that was way
again,
better.
Yeah, that
was
was
way
again.
better. It was way
so
better.
I'm going to start it off. Randy's got timer going.
Yeah, he does.
In 3, 2, 1. I didn't start the timer yet. Bengals, Ravens.
What a game.
Lamar MVP. Joe Burrow should be MVP
Second
if his
place
team wasn't
MVP.
so fucking
Jamar Chase,
ass.
best receiver in the game. Suck me
Oh,
off. Sue
that
me.
was the-
Sue me.
Okay.
I said it. Giants,
Hard-
Panthers.
hard to argue.
In the pencils.
Very happy for
Congrats
Bryce
to the
Young,
Giants.
man.
They're finally going to get a quarterback. They're going to get the first pick.
I'm happy for Bryce. Young.
Broncos,
Just seeing
Chiefs.
that guy
Broncos,
smile
Chiefs.
felt good.
Broncos, Chiefs.
Bo Nix is very fun to watch. I'm a big Bo Nix guy
I was
now.
wrong about the Broncos, but I'm still right about the Broncos.
How do the Chiefs keep getting away with it? A
I
block
don't-
fucking
Well,
'cause
field
the
goal
ref
to
blocked it.
win?
You saw the
I
picture.
did see
You
that.
saw
Yeah,
the
the
picture.
ref
Moving on,
blocked it.
Steelers. Commies.
The Steelers can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
What?
Tommy's put
What?
up 27 on the Steelers defense, which is cool.
The Steelers could win the Super Bowl.
That
Russell
deserves
Wilson has
five-
aura.
That deserves a
again.
5 second.
Russell
Wilson
does
has
have his
aura
aura
again.
back.
No, don't
He
say
is
that.
Mr. Unlimited.
I clicked out of it. I clicked out of it.
mean,
Vikings,
it
Jags.
Ooh.
Someone was right about the Vikings. Someone was
I
right.
think it was me and Jack.
I was
were right
not,
about
I was
the
not.
Vikings.
I
They
was
won
not.
a game without scoring a touchdown and having 3 turnovers.
Falcons,
brother.
Saints. I was right. I was right.
Very right about
I was
the
right.
Saints.
Oh my God, is MVS going to be the new Rashid
Rashid Shaheed. Yes. 49ers, Bucks.
Wait, what were you right about?
CMC.
The
He
Saints.
picked.
Oh, okay.
CMC looks slow.
Did
CMC
he?
looks bad.
I
What
wasn't
the
able to
fuck
watch
are you
that
doing?
game.
Debo Samuel punch your fucking long snapper.
Childish. That was childish.
Well, I get it.
no,
'Cause Jake
no.
Moody sucks. He sucks. He sucks. He
It,
sucks.
it
Bills,
doesn't
Colts.
matter. Doesn't matter. You can't
Bills,
throw him under the
Colts.
bus.
I don't care. Move on.
Okay.
Really?
Moving
Bills
on.
really good.
Patriots,
Wait,
Bears.
sorry. Don't start Flacco. Just start A-Rich. Flacco
Okay,
sucks
good.
balls.
Let's go
good,
back to
good.
A-Rich,
Patriots,
yeah.
Bears.
Jesus
What
Christ,
happened?
Bears.
The Hail Mary
guys.
broke
What a fucking
the Hail Mary
joke.
broke
I
them.
feel so
What a-
bad
what a
for my.
clown
I have
show.
so many Bears friends, and I feel so
Titans,
bad for them.
Chargers, Titans, Chargers.
Justin
we
Herbert
got
is nice with it.
The Chargers are legit, man. So
Will
legit.
Levinson produced a meme today, though, and I was pretty pissed
for
about
him.
that. No, I wanted to.
Way to build.
Eagles, Cowboys.
Cowboys dead.
Well,
Dead.
yeah, I feel
Cowboys
like that
dead.
went about as expected.
No,
but
we
three of you
three
guys
us
picked the Fleeting
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Jets, Cardinals.
The
Cardinals.
Jets are like.
The prophecy has been fulfilled.
The Jets, yeah,
Lions,
I'm done
Texans.
talking about
6 seconds. Lions, Texans.
what a game.
Jared, no one's beating the Lions.
Lions
Jared
are
got through
unbeatable.
5 picks,
Lions
And
they
still
still
won.
won.
Lions won the Super Bowl.
That was money. Wait, let's do it in 5 seconds. That bet.
What was your thought process with the?
Really?
Let's try to do it with 5 seconds left on the board.
It's just like, let's put some variables. Let's put
I
some
know, but like
guardrails.
the game is the 2-minute drill. Like
Yeah, Randy says you're aura farming.
No, it's just like the game is
Producer
2
Randy,
minutes.
you know,
But like,
he's-
what if you're an overachiever?
I
Would
think
you
he's
never wanted to be an overachiever?
See, he says overachiever.
No,
Randy,
because-
what's that? That's aura farming.
we don't want to leave time on the clock for the other team to get the ball and then and put up points.
Yeah.
Like, we're taking it down to
13
zeros.
seconds was enough for Patrick Mahomes.
Sorry, this is not football. This is a fucking 2-minute drill. So
Yeah, but
that's our week 10 2-minute drill.
There you go, guys.
Where should we start?
I think we should start.
I want to start with the Thursday night football game.
Yeah, you do.
High level thoughts, Bengals, Ravens.
It was so long ago now. Like I drank enough alcohol to put a
Dude,
whale
enough
down.
with
in
talking about
between
how
the
much
games.
alcohol you drank.
No, I know. It's like I'm tight as fuck, but like I genuinely do forget a lot of that game. But I like high level thoughts. Lamar Jackson, the best quarterback of our generation outside of Pat Mahomes.
Lamar's
of
on
this
pace.
generation.
Lamar's on pace to throw for like 4,600 yards and have 3 fucking interceptions this year while rushing for probably 1,000.
Yeah, and people said he's not a good thrower of the football.
Do you
Who said that? Was that you?
No, none of
Was
us.
that you?
None of us.
It was you, I
No,
think.
no, we love
You
Lamar.
said-
no. Jalen. I say that.
You said
Lamar.
Lamar Jackson, though, he needed to show you something throwing the ball.
maybe he
You
did
said
a
you don't
little bit.
believe in him until he
I love Lamar. I
tells
want
you
him
that
as
he
my
can throw the
quarterback.
ball.
I want him.
I just want to clarify what I said. Like Lamar Jackson, I think is the best quarterback of this new generation of quarterbacks outside of Pat Mahomes because no one can compete
don't
with
think-
him.
so, like,
I
when
think he
you-
is firmly the second
Lamar
best.
Jackson
yeah.
is the best quarterback in the NFL. If
Not named
Mahomes
Patrick.
was, you know,
Well, it's like
So not named Patrick
Lamar
Mahomes.
Jackson's
Exactly.
substantially better than Pat Mahomes right now. Like,
think-
if you put Lamar Jackson on the Chiefs, I think that team wins 17 games.
I don't know.
but the Chiefs are going to win 17
yeah, I know.
games.
I
so-
realized that. It was just coming.
No,
out of my
like here's the
mouth.
thing though, is like when you list quarterbacks, like easily Mahomes, then easily to Lamar, and then like if you say anyone else besides Lamar Jackson is the second best quarterback in football, you're fucking dumb.
Well-
You're stupid, and I hate you.
Well, what I think
you're,
is
no, but you're not
fun-
watching. You're
Well,
not.
if you're from Buffalo and
You're
you
literally
really like
not
Josh
watching
Allen.
football. You're like you can't even say, oh, well, you don't watch the game. You literally don't watch the games. You don't even look at box scores or stats. You just hate Lamar Jackson because.
Well,
Not gonna say it.
what I think is fun about the Lamar Jackson
Like-
stuff. Oh, you're racist? Is that what you're going to
I
say?
think that's what he was
You're a
implying.
racist
Yeah,
fuck.
you could
Yeah.
say you could say it. I mean,
Racist isn't a bad word.
No, I just don't want to imply.
what I
didn't
think
want
is
to
fun about
imply.
the Lamar Jackson conversation is that he really doesn't have that many weapons like at
No,
his
he doesn't.
disposal
Dude, it's a
compared
it's
to
a wash
other
Mark Andrews,
quarterbacks.
Zay Flowers. Well, you do it there.
Well, no, Zay looks fantastic, but Derrick Henry's also a 30-year-old Derrick Henry. And, like, don't get me wrong, Derrick Henry is phenomenal. And I don't understand how his body is still able to move the way it does. But Lamar Jackson is not doing this with alpha elite wide receivers and the best offensive line and the best play callers. Like, it's not like the system is there to support Lamar. Lamar is the system right now.
So, no,
Derrick
okay,
Henry's
wait,
cheeks pop out of his pants.
I
Yeah, I
did
saw
see
him.
that. That was
Yeah,
really
I
thought
funny.
he'd have a bigger
I
pickup.
kind of want to disagree with that big time, though. Like the system
Is Lamar Jackson.
No, it's Baltimore. They're one of those organizations that
They
knows
tailored their system
Yeah, like
around.
they drafted Lamar Jackson with a plan to create a system for Lamar Jackson, and they have perfected it this year, bringing in Derrick Henry. Like the Ravens, Baltimore knows how to build good teams. Like our entire lives, the Ravens have been a good football team. They like in the early 2000s, they had the great defense.
I get that.
Mid 2000s, great defense, Joe Flacco, and then Lamar Jackson immediately after Joe Flacco, and they're always at the top of the
But they went
conference.
from Greg Roman to then, and that was to me tailoring it around like Lamar's strengths coming out of college, and then they go to Todd Monken, who then Todd Monken makes mistakes against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, and then clearly learns from his mistakes, and we're going to run the ball with Derrick Henry. But it's really not as much the Derrick Henry show as like, yes, don't get me wrong, Derrick Henry is balling out, but he's throwing 5 touchdown passes and 4 touchdown passes every single week. Lamar Jackson is 1 of 1.
He's having perfect passer ratings or games that are damn near perfect almost every fucking week. This dude's ridiculous.
Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, like they are a team that can finally beat you in so many different ways. Like they can be the chameleon of the AFC in a way that I don't think the Chiefs can. I'll be honest.
The only reason I'm like not sold on the Ravens winning the AFC is just because their secondary's been brutal all year.
Their defense is not good.
Like
their
it's not.
Defense is
we
terrible.
think of the Ravens and we think they're going to have an awesome defense every year because they usually do. But this year's defense is just like, dude, Jamar has gone for almost 400 yards in 2 games against them.
I agree with you.
I think he's gone for more than 400.
I think he's at like 380.
No, he's not. He had 260 and 190. He's had like 450
I
yards
agree
and
with
5
you, but
touchdowns.
the difference between,
It's insane.
The difference between this Ravens team and the Ravens team of, let's say, just last year or a better Ravens team with a better defense is that this offense can now put up fucking 50 points at will.
Yeah, but it's too faceted.
Defense
The
wins
Lions
championships.
and the Ravens are 2
forget
teams that could easily be in the Super Bowl because they are chameleons in the way that they could beat various teams in various ways.
And then real quick on the other side of the ball, I feel so bad for the Bengals. Like I feel like they're good. I think they're a good football team. I think that defense is one of the worst in the NFL. But like I think they're a good football team. They just keep losing close games.
It's that
close
and Zach Taylor just like gets in his own head. He gets in his own way.
No,
where,
that's
like,
not a Zach
the go
Taylor
for 2 thing.
issue.
I understand.
No,
the
you
pros
gotta
and cons for it.
because
You go
if
for
they
2.
if they
couldn't
if they
stop
kick
him.
a field goal and then lose in overtime, we're bashing them for not going for 2.
Exactly. The go for 2 thing, I'm not crazy like either way about. There's pros and cons to it, but it's the fact that like on 3rd and 2 and 4th and 2 specifically, I remember that like late in the game, your 2 play calls, like you have fucking guys on the outsides running deep balls. Why are you not trying to? If you know going for 4th, have a run play, have a screen, have like these easy completions just to get 2 fucking yards.
Because they have Jamar Chase. It's enticing to just
didn't
throw
it to Jamar.
I know, but it's like I'm just saying.
He
I mean,
threw,
like, look,
he threw it to Jermaine Burton on
don't-
4th and 2.
No,
30 yards down the field.
I don't.
no, I remember the play you're talking about.
intricacies of what's wrong with the Bengals don't matter as much as it does to matter to have a conversation around Jamar Chase being the best receiver in the NFL.
You think Jamar's the best receiver in football?
I think there's a conversation to be had to say Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the NFL right now.
he is first in like literally every category.
Like, we are talking about a guy that injuries here and there, but like as of right now, I would say Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the NFL.
Over
I would
Justin
take Jamar
Jefferson.
Chase
I'm still taking
over
Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson
That's
because of
where-
what he can do after the catch. I think that is more lethal
he
than
is
what
like the
Jettis
best-
can do.
I would say he's the best yak wide receiver in football for sure.
Like I'm not just trolling. Like right now, through 10 weeks, and knowing what we know, Jettis is still it's a 1A 1B situation. But those are the 2 best receivers in the NFL.
That one
period.
touchdown he had against the Ravens where there's like 5 defenders. He catches the ball. There's like 5 defenders right here in the vicinity. He just runs all
Jamar
around
Chase
the end
catches
zone.
footballs and then takes him to the end zone. That should not be taken to the end zone.
It doesn't make sense. No, he's. If you list your top 10 wide receivers right now,
No, I had. Well, you think I didn't just tee that one fucking up? Like I knew that. Was
trying to help you out.
No, I was getting there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I disagree, but
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
Jamar
it's
Chase
still
is
Jettis.
electric. But
I think it's Jed. I think it's Jettis Jamar. And what's crazy to me about that too, and I think about that, it's like the 2 guys that are teammates at LSU with Joe Burrow
crazy.
throwing them the football.
Yeah.
that's the best college team of all time. What the fuck?
without a doubt.
but
Right,
I'm
holy shit.
I'm having voter fatigue, so I decided to make my top 10 wide receivers through 10 weeks in the NFL.
So this is just.
No, because it's through these 10 weeks, which is the only thing I know of this season. But I factored in the past a little bit. I'm still giving a lot of credit to the past. But these are 10 wide receivers right now. If I had to pick 1 through 10, this is the list that I'm taking to build and put on my roster.
It's who do you if you could have 10 wide receivers on your depth chart?
Exactly.
These are the 10 you'd
These
want.
are the 10 that I'm choosing and in this order right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Go.
You want 1 through 10 or 10 through 1?
1 through 10.
1 through 10, obviously, 1 is Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
I mean, what he can do after the catch. Okay, do you agree with this? Jamar Chase is better after the catch than Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but I think Jettis is a lot better at more of it.
I think he's a better route runner, but I think
he's
to
got
me,
better
Jamar
hands.
fits the prototypical alpha and will go up and get it. Jettis can go up and get it. But if
does
I'm
go up and get it all the
he
time.
can go
He
up and
goes
get
up
it.
and gets it all the time.
I
He's
would
always
take
going
Jamar.
up and
I'm
getting
going
it.
to take Jamar Chase right now.
like, yeah,
what Jamar
after-
is doing is special.
I don't. He's
Dude, when a guy has 11
yeah.
catches, 265 yards, and 3 touchdowns in one single game, I don't blame you for putting him at
I'm
one.
almost
I don't
positive
blame
he's
you.
like on pace to win Triple Crown this year.
Probably.
Wide receiver Triple Crown.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think he also has 3
He's
of the
in
top
first in, like, a
10
shit ton of
all-time fantasy
categories.
scoring games.
He also missed training camp, and he does this which is
It's
crazy.
in his sleep.
Number 2, Jettis.
Yeah.
I'm not getting too
Yeah.
crazy. 1A, 1B, but I'm going to go right now. I think Jamar. Number 3, CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
Still a down year, and to me, like if I'm building a roster, I want CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah,
That's
he's
my favorite
nasty.
receiver.
I don't hate it.
I don't love him.
I got someone who you're gonna love it for.
Nico
fucking
Nico
Collins.
Collins.
I think Nico should be above
Nico
CeeDee,
Collins.
bro.
No, I'm taking CeeDee Lamb over Nico Collins.
I don't know.
But Nico Collins
I think
right now.
I think that's a strictly a brand value name thing that you're going with CD over Nico for.
That's
Like,
fine,
Like,
yeah.
oh, CD Lamb, he's the best.
But sometimes, like if I'm buying Claritin, I feel that Claritin hits harder than
You don't want the CVS
Walgreens
brand.
or CVS. Yeah, just
no,
I know it hits
understandable.
harder.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't, it's the exact same thing. I just know it's gonna hit
Yeah.
harder. You know, Nico Collins number 4.
Sure.
What he's shown me this year is so impressive.
I mean, the fact that you
Like,
put him above your guy.
Yeah, no,
surprised
Tyreek.
me.
I put Tyreek at number 5.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Tyreek,
feels-
to
I don't
me-
even know. That almost seems high.
And I'll tell you why I had to drop
What's up?
Tyreek.
What's up?
Tyreek Hill.
Because I fucking traded for him. You
Jamal,
bullied me into taking that
we
trade
saw
on air. What's up with him?
We saw
Tua's back.
We saw
He
Jamar
still
Chase
sucks.
perform with Jake Browning. We saw Jettis perform with any other fucking quarterback they
think
wanted to
even
put
Josh
in.
Dobbs.
We saw CeeDee Lamb even have performances with Cooper Rush. Tyreek Hill can't have a performance with anyone right now.
Even
he
Tua.
seems checked out. He can't catch the ball. And in big moments, even last year, Tyreek Hill folded. Like Tyreek Hill, don't get me wrong, big play guy. Love the fucking man. But he has crumbled in big moments for the Miami Dolphins over the last 2 years. That's it. Period.
Is he a speed merchant?
I don't give a shit about the big moments. Just give me a couple catches at some point in the game. I think he had 4 for 80.
Number 6.
That's not Tyreek Hill.
Number 6, AJ Brown.
Yeah.
I would take AJ Brown over Tyreek.
Number
me too.
7, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
love
love
him.
him.
Love him.
Number 8, I'm still going Devontae Adams.
Still,
Yeah,
I
I'm
disagree.
still- I just think he put on
I
a
would
Jets.
rather have the other Jet.
No, he.
Ooh.
But he put on a Jets uniform, and I think he just forgot how to play football. That's what happens.
that's
usually.
what happens when you're a
Arguably more
Jet.
the reason to put Garrett Wilson up there that he's been performing while wearing
That's
a Jets
fair. No,
uniform
it's-
for
it's
3
fair.
years.
What did he
fair.
do today? I actually didn't. Even
I don't know
see
I don't
either.
think
Like
I just know he forgot how to catch literally a ball over the middle, and
that. Saw that. Yeah.
that was it for me. Number 9, this person needs every bit of his respect. Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Finally got a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
spot for him.
Ever since,
I
I think it's after
love
week
Terry,
3,
bro.
he's now on pace for 1,400 yards. Like every single week since week 3, he has just been a guy that has been a consistent wide receiver 1 in fantasy. Like Terry McLaurin is disgusting.
He's one of my favorite guys to own in fantasy this year. It's just so
Yeah.
consistent.
And number 10, I'm going to finally show love. I wanted to put Stephon Diggs in there, but it's going to be Mike Evans.
Yeah, I think the list
Nice.
isn't complete without Mike Evans.
It has to be.
Like,
I can't not.
it's
He's
so
just-
funny because he's like a first ballot Hall of Famer for sure, but he's never in his career probably been a top 5 wide receiver.
No, never.
Right?
Well,
Which
because
is
I
so
looked through his
funny,
stat
but,
lines,
like,
and it's like I understand why. Like his best season is probably like 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, but he just does that
so
or a little worse
But we
every
also-
single year.
Yeah, but I also think
he's
we
the
got
only
to-
active receiver with 100 touchdowns.
We also got to a place, though, where like 1,000 yards meant nothing. Like you got 1,000.
Why are you
and-
trying to discount his accomplishments?
No, I'm saying we got to a place where you had guys put up 1,800 and people overlooked Mike Evans, but he's Mr. Consistent.
Yeah.
Every single If he doesn't get hurt, like he was still
Oh,
on pace to
no.
be dominant.
Yeah.
I know. I'm curious if he still gets it though.
Oh no!
I think he still does get it.
What's
and
he
I think
at?
they force feed. I think he's close. So those are whatever. Those are my top 10 wide receivers right now that I would take on my team to build a franchise.
Don't hate it. Don't hate it at all.
We should move on.
Yeah, I just had a moment of realization, like because we're gonna record again tomorrow. Like my voice isn't gonna recover anytime soon.
You're fine. Have some tea.
Is that
I do, Pat. I do kind of want to talk about your team just a second.
hand up,
much-
hand up, barely watched.
How
today.
much do you hate Aaron Rodgers right now?
It's not a hate, it's apathy at this point where I'm just like, it is what it is. It's where I think someone can fact check me if you want to pull up a definition on apathy. But I think it's you get to the point where you don't feel hate anymore. You've just kind of accepted the
Lack of
situation that I'm
interest,
in. Yeah.
enthusiasm.
So like I
We're
wow,
concerned.
nailed it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's smart.
Hell yeah. But no, it's like I last week I said we're back. I didn't believe it. I say shit for clicks sometimes, guys.
No, you believe it.
I did it. I
You
believed
believed
it
a little bit. You saw the Garrett Wilson
believed it a
catch.
little
Jesse
bit.
at Kilroy's. He doesn't mean that.
I believed it a little bit, but then looking back,
Doesn't mean that.
Obviously, we're not back. The Jets, I don't even like Sauce Gardner anymore. He's kind of ass.
No, he's a mod.
Devontae
You
Adams.
can't call him Sauce anymore. His
he's
mama
a mod.
called him a mod, so he's a mod.
Yeah, so
he
like
didn't.
we've got
He's
guys
not
that
good
just
enough
being
to be
like,
Sauce.
oh, he doesn't lift weights. Like all my friends are like, oh, he doesn't even hit the gym, so he's not even working hard enough.
What did he do all offseason? He golfed.
Yeah, and then Devontae Adams, now he's a Jet. He fucking sucks. Garrett Wilson, I still like, and then Aaron Rodgers, man, just retire, just leave,
Just give up.
Take your awful attitude away from my team.
If there's ever been a stat that
Why you guys getting me all worked
encapsulates
up
what
again?
the New York Jets are in 2024, it's that Aaron Rodgers currently has better odds to win the 2028 presidency than the Jets currently have to win the Super Bowl. Period.
Like, dude, we were better.
Running mate RFK.
We were better last year with a combination of Zach Wilson, Trevor Siemian, and Tim Boyle playing quarterback.
Dolphin
We
legend.
had a better fucking record at this point in the season.
Did
And we're
Chris Streveler
10,
start?
we're 10 weeks in. Streveler never started for us, but we're 10 weeks in now, so it's not even like a small sample size thing. Like, we were a genuinely better football team without Aaron
Don't
Rodgers.
they have the same
You
exact
pretty
amount
much
of
have the
points?
exact same passing yards and points through 10 weeks, which is crazy.
They suck. Can we talk about something else? We said
No,
we weren't
because
doing
I
this.
have a game.
We said we weren't doing this. Oh, we have a game.
All right, to win a game tomorrow, are you taking Aaron Rodgers or this quarterback? You ready, Pat?
yeah.
Adam, you can play too, but
It's
this
going to
is
be
mostly for Pat.
This is going to be really hard
just
for
gonna
me to
poke.
find any yeses.
Are you taking Aaron Rodgers or Bo Nix?
Bo Nix.
I think I
Talk-
think
I mean,
easily.
look at the proof is in the pudding. Like, the two teams played one another. The Broncos and the Jets played, and we had Aaron Rodgers with the ball in his hands, needed to get the ball closer, and instead it's a 52-yard
be
field goal.
great.
Greg Zuerlein slips and when he misses. Bo Nix would have got me to the 40. You saw what he did today against Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. He got him down into a good field goal range. I can't fix it. Like, I can't speak at a higher volume
All right.
without it
Just-
sounding
just
scratchy. Bo Nix.
I'll take Bo Nix also.
Yeah, I guess I'll take Bo Nix.
Are
I
you?
never thought I'd say
All
that.
right, Aaron Rodgers or Joe Flacco?
Oh, come on.
Current Joe Flacco.
Yeah, no, it's
You're
to win a
taking-
game tomorrow.
I'll take
taking
Aaron
Aaron
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
yeah, I will too. All right,
Because he's like,
That
they're the
was a pulse
same.
check.
Because they're like, Flacco's also 40 and old as
And
fuck,
also sucks.
but just wasn't as good as Aaron Rodgers
Hasn't
when he
taken
was
ayahuasca.
good.
Ah,
He's elite though.
He was elite.
He was. past tense.
Aaron Rodgers or Drake May?
Another Drake May. Like,
I'm so serious. I'll take Drake
no,
May.
I mean, like, again, the proof is in
and
the
this
pudding.
isn't like to build around. This is literally just win a game tomorrow.
And we saw it, like,
Oy.
did you intentionally take teams that we've lost to on game losing drives?
No, I just took like pretty
because
yeah,
like Drake
quarterback.
May led a touchdown drive,
did do
85
that,
yards
yeah.
down the field to beat the Jets. Aaron Rodgers.
No, I
could've-
thought that was Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, it was Jacoby Brissett. You're right.
yeah,
Still taking Drake May.
yeah. I'll take Drake May.
I'll take Aaron Rodgers.
All right, yeah.
Not like, yeah, I'm taking that.
Aaron Rodgers or Trevor Lawrence?
That,
Dude, it's like
that is
That was the closest one when I wrote it down.
that's
That
like,
one's tough.
I don't know if I throw my garbage in the recycle bin or the trash.
because it's like
I
it's
don't
like
know
a plastic,
which.
but it's a papery.
I want to do
plastic.
good for the environment, but I don't know
dude,
what
the
to
thing
do.
is, the
But
reason
the
that makes this
recycling's
like
so far away.
Has Trevor Lawrence led a game-winning drive this season?
He has to, right?
Maybe he has. I don't know. But it's like I'm thinking of the Jets, and it's like there's been multiple times where Aaron Rodgers had the ball in his hands with a chance to do exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Go out and win me a football game. And time again, he hasn't done that. The only games we've won have been like easy wins where we're up the whole time.
Yeah.
To win you a football game.
Trevor Lawrence did come down a billion points in the playoffs a few years
To
ago.
win
Yeah, he
you a
did.
football game.
I'm taking Aaron
Win a
Rodgers.
game tomorrow.
I'm taking Rodgers.
I might need the athleticism because your offensive line
Yeah.
stinks.
The offensive line isn't even that bad.
It's pretty bad.
It was fully healthy today.
I
Everyone
think
was
if
back.
Trevor Lawrence had Devontae Adams, maybe he could be fun.
Trevor might be broken too.
I'll take Aaron Rodgers.
I'll take a cup of soup. I don't know.
I'll plead the fifth.
Aaron Rodgers or Geno Smith?
Geno Smith.
Oh, so many
Hey,
prophecies.
And this is how much I think Aaron Rodgers is ass. I'll easily take Geno Smith.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like
I like that
very-
there's like all like little
Jet legend.
There's little cookie crumbs in every single one you've given us so far. Like Trevor Lawrence could have been
guy
the
you
Jets
coulda had,
quarterback.
yeah.
Instead we got Zach Wilson. And you got fucking Jet
all
legend
Easter
Geno
eggs.
Smith.
There's so many
is
of
Sam
them.
Darnold next on the list? Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers or Sam Darnold.
I don't know. Like I think Sam Darnold has regressed quite a bit from people acting like he was an MVP candidate. I'm still probably taking Sam Darnold.
I'm taking Sam
Yeah.
Darnold, bro. He showed me he's actually showed me something this year. The only thing that Rodgers has shown me was like one fucking drive against the Niners where he looked awesome when he was like,
That drive
trying to
was
back.
so
It was
sick.
That drive will live rent
Is
free.
that
in
the
your
highlight
head.
of your whole year?
Yeah. And no, I'm a Hoosier fan.
No, I'm saying of your
your
Jets,
NFL.
this Jets season.
No, the game against the Patriots. That one was a lot of fun too.
All right, last one. Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr?
Rodgers. I'll take Rodgers.
There are crumbs in every single one because you guys could have signed Derek
Yes.
Carr that offseason.
I would take Derek Carr.
I'm taking Aaron Rodgers.
He throws hospital balls, but he's a better thrower right now. Like he might put Garrett Wilson into a fucking coma, but
I
he's
like
gonna,
Garrett Wilson way
he's
too
gonna throw
much.
a good ball.
I like Garrett Wilson way too much to put him in that danger.
No, so fair. And that's the game.
That's so fun.
that was so much more fun than I
That's
thought.
so
it was gonna be.
embarrassing. Of like exactly
Those are
that.
the
Like, look at the
quarterbacks.
cookie crumbles of the list.
I know, but like look at the fucking list that you're putting in front of my face. Saying,
Bo
would you
Nix,
rather
Joe
have Aaron
Flacco, Drake
Rodgers
May,
or
Trevor
these
Lawrence,
guys?
Geno Smith, Sam Darnold.
And I said yes to most of them.
Okay, so like we're talking about a bunch of pretty mid quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Could be worse. Could have potentially made a mistake at quarterback.
Could be Chicago.
Could be Tycho.
That is
Tycho's listening to. I know Tycho's listening to this
listens.
right now.
Yeah.
He's gonna text us something mean.
No, because I think he's going to agree.
Yeah.
He's totally going to agree.
Well, when I say something mean, it's like he's just in a state of depression.
I feel so
Frustration.
bad for Bears fans.
Yeah.
It feels good knowing I don't have it the worst. I think they do. Like I know that.
Yeah, because you guys, this isn't a guy, Aaron Rodgers, you're going to have for years.
Exactly.
You had a couple years window.
In
with
my
Aaron
mind,
Rodgers.
this was a one and done season kind of thing. If we win the Super Bowl this year, cool. If not, cut him and never talk to him again and pretend it never happened. Jordan Travis steps up and he's a legend.
Hey,
of course.
FSU's 1-9 right now.
Exactly.
How good could Jordan Travis be?
Jordan Travis must have been pretty damn good at football to make that team a
Anyway.
potential playoff team.
Are we
mean,
ready to talk about Caleb?
I think we have to talk about Caleb Williams.
We have to,
yeah.
yeah.
I, like with I never thought a specific play could break a team, but it appears that the Hail Mary against the Commies fully broke this entire franchise yet again.
And that to me kind of just encapsulates how horribly run and weak of a fucking coaching staff and team you have. It's weak-minded. If you have a good coach that people want to rally around, you're not going to have one play like that, a fluke play, break your whole fucking season. You're going to be like, you know what? Let's get back to work. We should have won that game. We easily could have won that game. It's all right.
I agree.
And Matt Eberflus, you're the guy in charge. Fucking make sure you don't have weak-minded ass individuals in that fucking room. Like DJ Moore just jogging routes every fucking time for the last 2 weeks. Like, you have to keep these guys and hold them accountable and motivate them. Matt Eberflus does not do that. You got to get him the fuck out. It's insane that he still has a job.
It's insane.
If this episode obviously is come out right now, and we're recording this the night before, but if by the time
If at least Shane Waldron isn't
midday
fired.
tomorrow, today, I guess, Shane Waldron or there aren't changes, then like this, it's one of those situations when I look at the Bears that things
top
can get
down. It's
ugly
owner down.
very, very quickly.
It's worse.
I don't-
No, it's bad. But like I'm saying, no.
We're there,
If
man.
you
I don't think they
there-
can win. I don't know if they'll win a
people
game
need
the
to be
rest
held
of the year.
accountable, and you need to set a precedent. And if you
That this
continuously have Matt Eberflus around, or you keep Shane Waldron, it is an indictment
can't-
of maybe a Ryan Poles, and then
You can't endorse this culture that you're building.
Yeah, there's a
Like,
trickle down effect that like they have to. It's like they have to cut it at the source right now, and that source starts with Matt Eberflus. It could go all the way up to Ryan Poles as well. Because
think it
why
goes
would
all
you
the way
draft
up-
Roman Dunze when you traded for Keenan Allen?
It's
There are a
that,
lot of
and it
holes
goes
you
all
could
the way
poke.
up to the McCaskies, dude. Like the owners. It's a terribly run franchise ownership wise for Lord knows how long. They just got lucky with the best defense of all time in '85, like or '86. What year? '85.
I mean, I think the hardest part of all of this is that they have to look themselves in the eye and say, yeah, we made the wrong pick with Caleb Williams over Jaden Daniels. There's no denying that anymore.
They
There's
might
no
not
denying
even
it.
have done that though, like because he was always the pick, and you get that.
I know, but like, then they are gonna for the rest of time use that defense to make themselves a little more sane. Of like, we had to take him. He was the guy. But that's just because everyone said he was. Like, if
you go back to the Mahomes draft class, obviously Mahomes. Is
Okay,
Yeah,
but let's talk about this for a second because it's so fair to say right now that Caleb Williams is the worst quarterback from the draft class.
He's the worst rookie quarterback by a good margin. It's
And
not even
yet
close.
he has the best supporting cast of any of them. Drake May, who the fuck is he throwing to? Pop Douglas and Kendrick Bourne and
Niner
Keyshawn
legend.
Booty, of course. Then you got fucking Bo Nix, who Pat shit on, and then he's throwing to Cortland Sutton
Lil Jordan Humphrey.
the big Jordan Humphrey as well. Then you got fucking Jaden Daniels, who is throwing to Terry McLaurin, who's an alpha elite guy, and Brian Robinson. But then it's Noah Brown.
Zach Ertz, who's 85 years old.
Like, if we're talking about pure supporting cast, what Caleb Williams has is an unprecedented amount of talent for a rookie quarterback. And
There's
yet
no way
he
he
is
should not
the
be
worst
succeeding.
right now.
And then he also has an elite defense too.
And an elite defense.
And he is the one quarterback that has barely shown me any flashes that he could actually fucking do something in this
Can
league.
you guys name me a flash? One flash he's shown you? Like a game where you were like, he's
yeah, I
flashing?
feel like he had a rushing touchdown.
That doesn't do it for me,
he
though.
played
It's like-
he played well against
Didn't
the
he have a rushing
Texans, I
touchdown in the
wanna say.
preseason? That was pretty sick.
He did. I know the player you're talking about. But I'm
like
talking
also
like,
like-
I don't even know if there was like a full game where he was like making
You know
big
what?
time
No,
throws across the field. Like,
honestly, the Commanders game when he went down the field, scores a
he had
touchdown.
40 yards coming into that drive.
No,
Like,
but I'm saying
I asked
that
for
drive,
a flash. Yeah, I asked for a
I'm
flash.
saying that drive showed me he's having a shit ass game, but you have to do one thing: drive down the field, score a touchdown to help your team win. He did that, and that impressed me. When you can have a terrible game and come in and do that shit, and just say fuck it, I'm gonna go. But like, They're broken.
I cannot imagine what it's like.
So
in
here's
that
what I
locker
would
room
say
right now.
from my standpoint, and I want your guys' thoughts on it, is that like if you're the Bears or if you're Ryan Poles or if you're the McCaskies or whatever, McCaskies.
You gotta say Chicago. McCaskey.
The only move that I see to save this era of Bears football, right, with Caleb Williams coming in, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, like some defensive pieces and a really lethal defense, is clean house on the coaching staff, whether Poles goes or not. I would love to clean staff on everyone because even Ryan Poles, there's no reason that Roma Dunze should have been the pick when you had holes on the offensive line. Let me finish. Hold on. And allow someone, because I can guarantee you that a Ben Johnson, a Bobby Slowick, any up-and-coming guys would foam at the mouth wanting that opportunity to work with that much talent, that type of quarterback. So that is, to me, the only solution in this Bears situation is everyone's got to go. Even Ryan Poles, who's made good moves, but he's got to go.
Well, and the fact that they kept Matt Eberflus around when you're drafting a generational talent quarterback when he's a defensive-minded head coach, like, that makes no sense to me at all. Like,
You need a whisperer. You need a QB
you need a whisperer. But not just that, but like the
look at Jaden Daniels with fucking Cliff Kingsbury his rookie year. Like, you have a guy. Like, you have an offensive genius. Like, Cliff Kingsbury is a offensive fucking genius.
It's actually very similar. Dan Quinn, defensive minded. Matt Eberflus, defensive head coach. Like,
but you have, like, it's not like Shane Waldron is a fucking menace offensively. He does nothing.
He was
also, like, I
in
think
Seattle.
to answer all your questions here of like what's the issue, like the Commanders and the Bears are such a perfect little comparison for us to make.
They're both shit franchises.
They're both shit franchises, but the Commanders cleaned house from the complete top down.
Literally,
like Dan
ownership.
Snyder and the owners are gone, and now you have in a brand new coaching staff, GM, ownership group. Just like the whole vibe is able to shift in that entire building. Whereas the Bears have been mired in mediocrity for 75 years, except for 85 and a couple flashes here and there. And it's just like they have a culture of losing in Chicago, and that's the problem.
Think about this. Think about last week, a week ago. How much of shambles were we in after Tulum? Tulum wrecks you. It destroys you, right? Physically, emotionally.
Wonder where he's going.
Everything. Bears fans have been dealing with this their entire lives. They've been on a Tulum hangover for their entire fucking life. There's nothing. It can't be worse. There's nothing worse than that. Think about that.
So I don't think we've gotten to this yet. I think we wanted to at some point of the ranking of the most miserable teams.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I think we have to do that.
We have to.
Yeah.
It
well,
might
we
take
talked
a little
miserable
bit.
you, miserable
exactly.
Tycho.
Like we're talking around it. So
Miserable
let's get into it.
Someone optimistic.
Someone else tee it up, dog, because I don't want to with my voice.
No,
that's social clips.
I could do. I mean, there's a lot of miserable franchises out there, especially this year. Like
especially in this
seasons. In this room.
Yeah.
In these three chairs.
I'm fine.
Yeah, you're doing okay, but
I'm
I mean,
all right. I'm not miserable.
You're not miserable.
Pat's miserable.
Yeah.
So
I'm miserable.
I'm not yet. The Rams haven't. The game
you'll be there. You're Delulu. But let's rank the top 10 most delusional fan bases in the NFL.
Most
right
miserable.
now.
Most
Sorry.
miserable.
Oh, delusional would be Dolphins 1
Yes.
if you're anything like. Yeah, let's rank the top 10 most miserable fan bases in the NFL right now.
And
there's
that
a lot of
is
teams.
right now
Nope.
too. It takes some stuff into account from the
miserable franchises.
All right,
no
do you wanna
miserable
do it then?
no wrong miserable
I think
fan
fan
bases.
bases.
Because
Oh,
like
you're
miserable
saying- I see
franchise
what
like
you're saying.
Browns,
Okay, yeah.
like Lions
Yeah.
would be like number 2, but
Yeah.
it's like who feels the worst right now?
That's
And
right.
Like who
yeah.
hates their life the most?
And we made like a little fun little list here that's not ranked. I
I think it has to be Jets 1. I'm sorry.
think it has to be Bears 1 because
I
the
was
Jets,
gonna go Bears 1.
The Jets, your window was short, and it's this is all of our chips on the table. If it doesn't work out, it's kind of expected a little. And it's fine, but the Bears,
No,
this
because-
is their whole future in the next 12
Yes,
years.
but you know
is
that
this
future
guy.
can change. You know you could fire your head coach or your GM and
But
have
right
a
now,
quarterback
you don't
for
see
the
that
next
happening.
4
You have
years.
no shot. You think that's happening.
I'm
then they
actually-
should not be
Ask
one.
any
The
Bears
Jets
fan.
should be number 1. They wagered their entire future on one guy
So
who
no,
came
that's
in.
not true.
You
I mean,
wagered 90% of your future.
No. Okay,
you
but, like-
wagered 70%.
No.
You
We
wagered
traded a
part
fucking
of your
third round pick
future.
for Aaron Rodgers. Like we traded a fucking third rounder. How's that mortgaging the future?
It's just
real
more so
quick, like,
bringing in fucking guys.
I was gonna agree with you, and then you just pissed me off
Bringing
there
in
a little
fucking
bit.
guys.
Like,
Devontae
you
Adams.
fucking pissed me off
Like,
a little.
what do you mean?
Like, yeah, no,
Don't do the Donald hands.
Everything
Don't
we've
do
given
Donald
up has
hands.
been almost nothing. Anyway, the Jets are number 1.
Okay.
The Jets have to be
I'm
number
glad we
1.
got the same
All right,
place.
so now it's Jets
They're
1.
like all I wanted was just
Let's
to
just
make
cut
the
this
playoffs.
to 5, by the way. 10's going to take forever.
All I wanted
Not
to do
really.
was make the playoffs.
I think it goes
I didn't
quickly.
even like. We went all in like we were trying to win a Super Bowl, and it's fun being a fan of a team that get Devontae Adams, get Hassan Reddick, give everyone the contract, bring in everyone that we need to, and do all the moves to win. But then when you fall on your face as hard as we have, it's as miserable as life can get. So
Number 2, the
Jets
Bears.
at 1, Bears at 2.
Yeah, that's easily the top 2.
Yeah.
You can argue that Cowboys are up there as well because this season has been
I might genuinely put the Cowboys at 3.
because you come into this year with like legit Super Bowl aspirations where people are like, I could see it.
And and the nail in the coffin ends up being against your divisional rival.
Yeah.
I think
I'm gonna push back a little. I personally want the Browns at 3. I think you guys are like kind of overlooking. We're talking about the Jets in this way. The Browns actually mortgage their entire future for Deshaun Watson.
And the funniest thing too, like low-key, like it's not funny because it sucks for Browns fans. It's like he's the only quarterback ever to have a fully guaranteed contract.
Yeah. Like it's the most Brown shit ever.
You
too.
gave a rapist
and then
that
you
much
also
money
have to
guaranteed.
take into account they're the Browns and how miserable they
always
always
are,
are.
yeah.
And but they have a good defense. They have great talent on that team, and they think they got the quarterback.
But
that
then
they
the
needed.
rapist ends up being the worst quarterback in franchise history.
Okay, so
So
three Browns.
I would fight hard for the Browns to be at 3. Yeah.
Okay, 4.
I think it's Cowboys.
I think it's Cowboys.
It's just because of the sheer letdown and like how the fuck did this
It's a
come
high
to this and
stakes,
just
yeah.
it started tumbling and then you fell off a fucking
So
cliff.
are we doing 5?
We're doing 10.
Are we doing 10?
We're gonna do
because
10.
so it's like I think I'm gonna agree with the Cowboys here, and then it's like people are probably screaming at their phones right now of like, where are the Panthers? Where are the Giants? Where like
But when
you expected to suck.
Yeah,
I think
you're-
having expectations and failing to meet
Giants fans
those is
expect
way
to
worse.
Suck, but they they're not surprised by it.
I think Dolphins got to go 5 right here.
The reason I brought it up is because I'm going to put the Panthers at 5 is where I think they need to be. Because to talk about future and
I think-
drafting a quarterback first overall and actually mortgaging your future and trading away DJ Moore first round picks for
And Christian
the
McCaffrey.
current exactly like they
but-
mortgaged everything to rebuild with Brice Young, and
But they
he's
haven't
been
gotten.
awful.
But again, we're talking expectations, and the Dolphins they put up literally 70 points in a fucking game, and that was a crazy feat. And now they have 2 wins or 3 wins on there. Like we have gone here to straight here.
Yeah.
Expectations to me, I just think we are, and we haven't won a playoff game in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Like we are.
I'll let
miserable.
you.
super
I'll let
fair.
the
I'll let
Dolphins
you
go
take
at
that.
5. But I just
I-
want you to admit that you're fucking miserable. Then
I am
like,
miserable,
okay.
but I'm an
you're-
optimistic glass half full guy.
Fair. I think Raiders should be up there pretty high.
Yeah.
Like you do not have any. Sorry, love your boy AOC, but they have no fucking clue what they're going to do at quarterback once he's healthy and Gardner Minshew's hurt. It's a whole
There's no
shit show.
direction, I think,
There's
with
no
the
direction. I
organization.
don't think Antonio Pierce was probably the right guy for the job. Good motivator of men last
I just
year.
think, like you guys said, there's no direction over there. It's like what would have made a lot more sense is saying Aiden O'Connell's our guy this year. We're going to start him.
Yes.
He's in his second year. If he's got what it takes to be a
Correct.
a
You could see
quarterback in
that's
this league,
direction.
which
Sure.
Aiden does, like you
Antonio
give him a
Pierce
chance
is-
and see what you got out of him. There's no
Correct.
point in bringing in a Gardner Minshew
Yeah.
and thinking like they weren't ever going to win
Oh,
the
we're
Super
gonna
Bowl this
compete
year.
with Gardner
Yeah,
Minshew.
they weren't going to win the Super Bowl, so you
It's
might as
like-
well.
I'll do Raiders
Aiden
6.
showed flashes last year, and
it's like
he's a
even-
guy that can win games in the NFL.
And I think with the Raiders too, it's like even if let's say you go out next year and you get the first pick, whatever you pick, Shador or whether it's him or Carson Beck or Cam Ward, you get your quarterback next year, right? Who the fuck is he going to throw to? Jacoby Myers?
Yeah.
Well,
I
like
think-
Jacoby Myers
Jacoby
and then
Myers.
who?
Well,
Brock
I think
Bowers.
it comes out.
Brock Bowers is nice.
I just think it
comes back to direction.
I would prefer to have the Panthers over that because right now the Raiders are where. Like it's almost kind of fun to have no plan because then you can't fail. Like, like if you have no plan and and then you're just roaming
But
aimlessly.
here's my
snap
thing with the
quarterback, so
Panthers,
you
and
can't
it's
do
why.
that.
Here's my thing with the Panthers, and it's why I'll push for the Giants to be lower. Is like the Panthers went to a fucking Super Bowl in the last decade.
Yes,
You do have to think. Well, it's
So-
like 15 years, but yeah.
It was like 2015.
Oh yeah, it was that recent?
Cam-
Correct.
with
Cam
Cam
Newton,
and
was
They've been to
Ted and
2 Super Bowls in our life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like
well,
for
first
me,
one was like 2003.
They were in one. Jake Delhomme.
I think the Raiders make a lot of sense here. There's no
At
direction.
6?
What do you fucking have?
Max Crosby's getting angry and he
Max
has a Raiders
Crosby,
tattoo.
you know where this
you
is
think
going
he'd be there
to.
for life.
I think for me right now, it would either be Jags, Raiders, either the Jags or the Raiders.
I'd go Raiders.
I'd go Raiders and
Raiders.
then Jags. I think.
Jags too, because you gave
Because
Trevor Lawrence all that fucking money.
and you have Doug, and you have
that
what the
might
fuck's-
actually be worse, low key.
I think the Jags might be worse actually.
Because the Raiders
Yeah.
at least they don't have a quarterback.
Well, and then
Like,
also,
the Jags
like-
think they have their guy and they still suck.
That's the thing with the
Jags
Jags too is like 2 years ago that playoff comeback win and you take Mahomes
yeah.
kind of like to the wire in the AFC
think you're about to
divisional
be
game.
such a contender.
You're like, oh my, like we're doing it, guys.
You signed Calvin Ridley last year. Like
Yep.
we got a guy. We got
All
a
right, Jags
dog.
And then
6,
just-
Raiders 7.
Yeah.
We now are between the Saints, the Giants, and the Panthers.
I think Saints, they're in cap hell, Adam.
They are.
I would go Panthers, Giants. No, I'd go.
I don't feel badly that much for the Saints.
Saints,
What they had.
the Giants have 2 Super Bowls in our lifetime.
Yeah, I don't give a.
The Saints have 1. The Panthers have
none.
been
so then
to
the
2
Panthers
in a
are
row.
8.
I'm gonna go Panthers 8.
I'm gonna go
Saints
Panthers 8.
9, Giants 10.
Just based
I
off
like
of
that.
Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Because like I actually like because that girl Steph that we follow on Twitter, she's a big Giants fan. She's like, people are like, oh my god, I'm so sorry you're a Giants fan. She's like, dude, I have 2 Super Bowls in my lifetime.
I also
I'm good.
think, like, the
we're,
Giants-
Giants fans, like we're good.
And,
we
like,
got 2
epic
Super Bowls.
ones.
You
Yeah,
also
like,
said
yeah.
this, like, Tyrone Tracy saved the New York Giants franchise for the next 5 years.
Yeah,
At
I was
least.
saying that. Tyrone Tracy fumbling the ball in overtime against the Panthers literally saved the Giants franchise because now you are in the fucking driver's seat to get that first overall pick and finally like actually get your quarterback like since Eli Manning.
So do you think though? Is there a home run pick at
know
one
what
this year?
I don't necessarily know. You never know, right? Like we
Like,
did
is it Cam Ward? Is that what like the betting odds say?
But the
I'll be
thing
honest.
is, if you have the first pick, in the draft, you get fucking months and months to scout all these guys out, talk to them, watch all their tape, do everything you can to make sure, you know what, out of these 3-4 guys that could be the first pick, damn it, they're not Daniel Jones, and we want this fucking guy. This is our guy. You get to make the choice. This is our guy. You don't.
Well,
you, don't
you can make
have
the wrong
choice.
one. Take a look at the Bears. Like it's
But
pretty easy to
Caleb
fuck it
Williams
up.
could end up being that dude if you get Ben Johnson next year, right? So it's like you have an opportunity to maybe trust Dable if Dable is still there and be like, hey, Dable, I know Daniel Jones was not your guy when we hired you. You go out. You literally made Josh Allen who he is. You go out. You get your fucking Josh Allen for the Giants and see what you can do. Like that's what I think. That's what I think's good.
So I have 2 thoughts. The first is like I love this list for the most miserable franchises. I think it makes a lot of sense. My second thought is I genuinely don't think firing Daboll is the answer.
I don't
We
either.
know what he's done with Josh Allen. We know what that ceiling could look like with a quarterback. He developed Josh Allen. You're in the driver's seat. Go get Shador. Go get Cam. Go get whoever the fuck you want. The Big Apple is an attractive place, and you have Malik Neighbors in place right there. Like we're looking at
it's a good spot. Tyrone Tracy's a good rookie running back.
we're
Like,
looking at certain pieces. So like I don't know. Yeah, I agree with
Andrew
that take.
Thomas a good tackle to play behind
There's
too
also
when he's
a
healthy. like.
0% chance that the Giants draft Shador Sanders. There's no way someone with that much flash and that much like attention,
I
and
guess.
like he would also.
I'm be real, bro.
fucking
No,
eaten
him
alive by
and
the New York
Malik would be
media.
so fucking.
I feel like
sick.
I could see him.
It's
in New
not.
York.
It's
could.
not going to happen.
I think
he-
Dion
dude,
would want him there
Can
too.
you guys imagine what the New York media would do to Shador Sanders?
Well,
Do you guys
play well?
I guess do you think he's got that much like dog in him and like ability to block out the noise? I think that dude lives on social media.
Yeah,
I do too,
this is your quarterback. This is your team.
but I weirdly think that he almost needs this type of pressure and this noise in order to perform because he feeds off of the attention.
I hope that he goes to the Giants. I think it would be so cool.
I think because dude having
don't-
Shador and Malik Neighbors would
in
be
New
fucking
York,
sick.
the Giants might draft him just from like a business perspective of like
Honestly.
dude,
I don't mean to
Asses
like
in
full.
seats.
I don't mean to full pivot, but I feel like we brushed over. There's a big game that happened on Sunday, which is Steelers Commanders.
Yeah.
No, that was like
That was
imagine going into the week and being like
That's the
earlier in the
game.
season, be like, yo, best game of the week.
Yeah,
Or
dude,
game of the
week 10, we're gonna be
Steelers,
pumped
Commanders.
about Steelers.
I was really
Commanders.
trying to think through like what my thoughts were, and I think both teams are legit.
I
Like the
would say
Steelers and
it's-
commies are both legit from that game. That's
It's
the only
positive
takeaway.
on both sides. Like
yeah,
obviously
completely.
the Commanders didn't win. This is like because I know you have a Steelers thought. Like
Yeah.
my Commanders thought, and when I said obviously last week I think they can be Super Bowl contenders. I still believe they could do it. You put up 27 points on a really legit, arguably the best defense in football in the Steelers. Like that shows that
Without
offense
B-Rob.
can go score on literally anyone they want. They can go out there.
That
and fucking
offense
put
is
up
completely
numbers.
legit. Like,
It's
there's
so
no denying
legit.
it. Yeah.
And you know what? Like the Commanders defense did fall apart a little in the second half, and that's fine. I think they need to shore that up a little bit, but I trust Dan Quinn to do it. It proved to me that both teams are legit.
Well, they just traded for Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, that's a huge. And I don't think he played.
I
did
don't
he?
know if he did, but
So,
Mike
like-
will. Which is hilarious. That
Yeah.
Mike Williams gets traded from New York, scores a touchdown right away. Like
One
look,
catch, 32 yards in a time.
Like it's
Like-
it just these you get out of
so obvious.
what's obvious.
Like, of course he would. Like,
I
of
did
course
that
he would
anyway.
start contributing and being good when he leaves New York.
And it was like a really good catch
Yeah,
route.
it was
like,
a perfect. It was what we signed Mike Williams to do. Go get a deep ball.
deep ball in the end zone.
You
Yeah.
got a
somebody.
thought to the Steelers?
Yeah, like you guys always make me get a little more affirmative with my statements than I
You
would
have
really
to be,
prefer
though.
to. But I do think that the Pittsburgh Steelers are the biggest threat to Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs in the AFC.
I don't hate it.
And look, you guys are instantly gonna be like Ravens Bills. That is probably
Ravens.
logically who the next two would be. But what the Steelers have that the Ravens don't and the Bills don't is a dominant defense and people
That puts
want
pressure on you like a motherfucker.
defense
all game
wins
long.
championships. Like that hasn't changed. And then Russell Wilson, Mr.
looks
Unlimited
good.
is fucking back.
He
bro.
looks good. He looks
He's
damn
got
good.
aura. He's throwing the deep balls are floating in the way that they used to with George Pickens, Mike Williams. Now that is a deep ball heaven.
Oh, it's incredible. And Najee looks like solid.
Najee's
again.
looked incredible this year. Incredible. George Pickens, dog.
The difference, like, it's funny because, like, the mood of this team as soon as Russell Wilson came in that first game, against the Jets. I know that was his first game back.
Yeah.
But, like, the mood of that team, like, I feel like there's no aura or chemistry in that offense
He's
or
the
anything.
only person that can talk on
And
aura.
everything fucking changed as soon
Yeah.
as Russ got in there. They're like, holy shit. We haven't played with a guy that could actually throw a football in the last 5 years. Since Big Ben retired, they haven't had a guy that could throw a football. And now Russell Wilson's carving up defense. They're scoring 30 points a game, 28 points.
I
Like,
think
they're
that is going to
nuts.
go down as one of the most impressive coaching decisions anyone's ever made because
To switch from
everyone in the
4-1.
media was
Yeah.
like, "What's this moron doing? You guys
Yeah.
are winning games. He's playing he's playing good football. He's not
4-1.
not making mistakes. We're
Yeah.
4-1. Like, why would we go to Russell Wilson who looked pretty bad with the Broncos? And then here he comes.
That's a head coach.
And
By
that's
the
a guy
way,
who's got stones. And that's another reason. Like Mike Tomlin is a guy that can go and lead a team to a Super Bowl.
He's
done
a
it.
guy that can coach toe to toe with Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Like he can go.
Well, I'll
in-
tell you right now, if you mentioned the Bills and you mentioned the Ravens, like I have faith in John Harbaugh. We've seen him be able to do it, but I don't have any faith in Sean McDermott. I also don't think he has faith in the country that he even lives in. We know
was
that
about to
he's
say
a
that as
known
well.
terrorist. So I think when it comes down to Mike Tomlin is a guy that 100%, their biggest reasons as to support the Steelers being a huge threat to the Chiefs if they keep this going. And they have a tough schedule, so we'll have to see.
Incredibly tough schedule.
But it's Mike
Yeah.
Tomlin and the defense. And the offense, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but the offense, it very much resembles this old school style football.
Yeah.
Ground and pound, a few deep shots, play action, efficient, be able to drive down the field.
And it's just like
And
Russ,
that's what
Russ
they're gonna
is
that's how they're
not-
winning games.
Russ isn't making any stupid boneheaded decisions or anything. He's just playing the offense, and he's playing it incredible. Like I don't know what it is about Russ. Like I always had to hate him when he was in Seattle, and when he was in Denver, he was a fucking cornball. I like kind of love Russ.
I
now.
always liked Russell Wilson when he was on the Seahawks because
I
he was
just
like
I was not allowed to because he owned me.
but he was like a third round pick, so that's why I always like a guy who's not like the highest ranked.
I
Out of
liked
college.
him in Seattle, but I think what I'm noticing and what I'm developing, and as I get older, I think this is what they call like maturation. But I'm realizing that I really don't fucking like Sean Payton. So when Sean Payton,
do hate Sean Payton.
when Sean Payton, I think it's like shit that he said on broadcasts, and like he's always thinks he knows it all, and he might because Bo
a
Nix
Super
looks
Bowl.
like a fucking but Drew Brees won him a Super Bowl. Okay, I think Sean Payton made me hate Russ, and now that Russ is freed from him, I'm like, I'm
he's so
trying to
bad.
buy back in.
Yeah, he's still a cornball.
But I
he's
swear
fine.
I don't like Bo Nix, and I have no reason not to like the Broncos right now. No reason. They're one of my closest friends from high school who was on my basketball team is a fucking hell of a player on that team, and I can't
Nick
like them.
Bonito.
I can't like them.
Yeah, well, Pat. Speaking of the Broncos, like, are you ready to kind of reel back your take and say that like they're good? The Broncos are a good football.
No, I'm a stand on business. They're an average to below average football team. Are they,
no way you can
are
say
they-
below average.
Are they
on
better
fucking
than I
business.
thought they would be? 100%. Yeah, I had them going 3-14. You guys have won 5
They
games.
just went
Like I
toe
said.
to toe with the Chiefs and Arrowhead.
Did they win?
No, they didn't. But like
I
they
think they
had a
lost.
chance to when they got a field goal block.
So valid.
They look good. Their defense is incredible. Bo Nix looks really fucking good.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I egg on my face. I was incredibly wrong on Bo Nix, and I was incredibly wrong on the Broncos. I will not deny that. You guys can point and laugh, ha ha ha. Fucking Harry Potter looking ass doesn't know ball. All you want, but you guys aren't making the playoffs, and you're not winning a playoff game if you make it there.
Yeah,
You'll-
shout out
you'll
to,
maybe.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
think that's
9
a
and 8.
terrible take.
Maybe
Yeah.
9 and 8.
Shout out to Dickie who DM'd me on November 3rd at 2:23 in the morning. I wonder what
Ooh,
he
I
was
wonder
doing
if he
that.
was under the influence.
And said, "You don't know ball, little bro. Stay quiet about them Broncos." Except he
Wait.
spelled it, "Stay quit about them Broncos."
wait. I think I got the same exact.
got the same
DM.
one?
Wait,
Pat,
is
did you?
this on
I could probably
TikTok?
check
On TikTok.
TikTok. I'm pretty sure I got
people
this
DM
So
exact.
on
shout
TikTok?
out Dickie,
Yeah.
because the
Wait,
Broncos
wait.
still fucking below.
So this is from a guy named Dickie.
I'm not feeling it with the Broncos. All right, you have a good defense.
Message request.
You're gonna be around that
from
500 hovering, but I'm standing with fucking Pat. It's Dickie too.
At 2:24 a.m. November 3rd. You don't know ball, though, bro. Stay quit about them Broncos.
Copy paste.
Same
How about
shit?
that
Same
for
shit?
originality? Yeah.
Please tell me you got this too.
I don't think I did.
Go to message requests.
on TikTok.
I don't see it. I feel a little left out.
I tag you in every single Broncos video.
I know.
Post.
What was your response, or did you not? You didn't respond? I said, I appreciate you, King.
Yeah, thank you, King. I didn't respond. I just opened it, didn't respond.
So anywho, I agree with you. I think the Broncos are a slightly above 500 team.
Yeah.
I think what we're seeing is there are a lot of teams in the AFC that I do think are going to find a way to riddle out and win some games down the stretch. And I don't think the Broncos are going to be a team that is going. They're going to be in the hunt, but I don't think they're going to be.
I think they'll be in the hunt, and
I'm excited for their future.
They should be super pumped. Like you got a quarterback that clearly is a guy that can perform in the NFL.
He's fun.
You go get him some pieces, which he has none of. Like
Cortland Sutton's a good piece, but you need one more.
He's not he's not a number one guy. No. Javonte Williams, he might have gotten hurt. Or Audric Estime looked good today, but it's like you guys have all the reason in the world to be excited about where this team is headed, but you're not there yet. So the only reason I'm going to stand on business, continue being an asshole, is because you guys aren't being nice to me. So
that's
why would I now start being nice all of a sudden?
I do the same thing. Yeah,
it's I
went to bat for you on Twitter, and I got cooked because of it.
Yeah, I appreciate you trying to.
Yeah. I think this is like a fun segue because you're standing on fucking business, and you're standing on business with the fucking Minnesota Vikings, and here we are now, where the Vikings don't look good. It's almost as if you're right.
It's almost like me and Pat were right about the Vikings all along.
We kind of all stood on a different type of business.
I stood on fucking business with the Vikings.
You had the Vikings and the Broncos.
I flip-flopped on the Vikings a little bit.
You guys were both all flip-flopping, and I was always just they'll make the playoffs with the Vikings.
I'm still going to stick with the Vikings. I'm not saying it.
They're not that good.
I don't know if the Vikings. I stood on business with the Saints.
The Vikings are making the playoffs. I don't know if they win a playoff game though. Do you see?
No.
Like we said earlier in the season, once there is film of Sam Darnold on the Vikings that comes out, it's going to be pretty obvious that he is either the guy or he's going to get exposed.
He looks bad.
Today, they were one of the first teams in NFL history to not score a touchdown, turn the ball over 3 times, and win.
Yes.
It's just because they were playing the shit-ass Jaguars with Mac Jones.
Yes.
That is the only reason they won. They had no business winning that game.
Wow, they do have a pretty not that hard schedule.
It's an easy schedule. That's what I'm saying. They'll make the playoffs. Yeah. I don't think they're going to win a playoff game.
Yeah.
There are.
I love how I'm talking all this shit of I was so right in the Vikings, and they're still.
I did have them going. I think it was 5-12.
Yeah.
Don't think that's happening. So
So the Vikings are still pretty good, but they're not as good as people thought.
I wanted to say Super Bowl contender weeks ago. They're just not that.
I think they're a borderline top 10 team.
I think Vikings fans would agree with us that they're not winning a Super Bowl this year. They're not a contender.
I think they're borderline top 10
They're
team.
pleasantly surprised, though. They're like,
very
this is
pleasantly
fun. It's been a fun year. Yeah.
It's going to get real tricky, though, if Sam Darnold continues to not play great down the stretch. And then you got J.J. McCarthy waiting in the wings, and it's like, okay, Sam Darnold was pretty good, but or do we go back to JJ?
Well, I think they just go to JJ's not going to play this year, but next year they start.
I don't even know if they re-sign Darnold because he's a free agent.
Yeah. So I think they just let JJ start.
I want to, before we begin wrapping
goes
up,
back to the Jets.
Oh, I want to talk about a team that we kind of glossed over on the opposite side, which is the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
Bro, they got an identity.
I think the Arizona Cardinals are a frisky wild card type team that could easily win a playoff game. I just think.
Okay, first, they could win the division. They're first in that.
I don't think they're. If I have to pick, I'm going to still pick the Niners to win the division. But I think with what we're seeing with the 49ers versus the Cardinals, why we're seeing the Cardinals have success, why we're seeing the Broncos have success, why we see the Chargers have success.
These surprise teams.
Old school style football is back.
So back.
This ground and pound.
The Steelers this year.
Identity based.
Chargers.
The Steelers, Chargers, yeah. This
Broncos.
team, I said all those, but it's fine. All these teams, they have something in common. They have an identity, and you could pinpoint that identity. It's a team that's going to run the ball extremely well. They're going to have a good defense that's going to compete. They're going to force some turnovers here and there.
But then you have a quarterback that can make a play.
Make a play and not make as many mistakes. They're going to make mistakes here and there, but can they make the play? And we see that with Kyler. We see that with Justin Herbert. We see that with Russ. We see that with
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. We see
Russ.
So all these teams, to me, is like old school style football of efficient ground and pound, not make too many mistakes, is why those 4 teams, to me, are in the hunt right now and having success.
Is the Bears are so close to having that. They have a quarterback that cannot make the play, and they have a line that cannot block the guy.
They got a great defense.
What are your guys' thoughts on the Cardinals?
On the Cardinals. I think
they have an
whoever
identity.
said it. They're more than a frisky wild card team. They're like a legit, not contender, but they're like a legit ass football team
frisky
that I
wild
would
card
not
team.
want to face in the playoffs. Maybe
They're fun.
That's a
I know,
frisky
but
wild card.
frisky wild card team makes it sound more so like they're frisky. Will they make the wild card? Like will they
can
get
No,
the
when
wild
I
card?
think frisky wild card team, it's like, can they make it, and then can they win in the
I think
wild
maybe
card
then
round?
call them a frisky playoff team. I think
Like,
might
because
just
then I would
feel
say a
little
frisky
better.
divisional team.
No, I think
Divisional
just
round,
playoffs
that
a little
doesn't
better
sound
catch-all.
right. That
I was gonna ask, do you guys like? So you know how everyone's always said like, oh, the two high safeties has really caused a lot of issues for pass-heavy offenses. What fucking took so long for defenses to figure that one out? Like
And
why
why-
this year was
Well,
all of a sudden
I also
like,
feel like
hey guys,
they've been
trot out
using-
two safeties and we're good.
I feel like people have used two safeties forever too. I don't know why it's a huge thing this year.
It just seems like a big talking point.
I'm not an expert. I
Neither
can't
am I.
fucking tell you.
Me
dude.
neither, but
I
I figured it out. Like it took them a little too long to
Can
figure
we
out.
can we talk about our boy Brice Butler?
Oh,
fucked us.
Brice Butler cursed
us.
the
He
Caps
fucked
Off podcast.
Should we see if he's up?
the-
There's no way he's
It's so late.
The
man.
Arizona Cardinals this year, after he just shit all over Kyler Murray, said and like, this is me just saying it how it is. He was saying that Kyler Murray is not a good leader. People don't want to play from all this stuff. And he has his intel and insiders that, he gets information from. But, like, they've beaten the Niners. They've beaten the Dolphins. They've beaten the Jets. They've beaten the Bears.
They beat the pod.
They
They
the
beat
whole
all of us.
pod.
They swept us. They're 4-0. The Niners have a chance for revenge. We
Yeah, you guys gotta
we
get
can do
that
this for
revenge
all.
for
I
us.
can do this for all of
Okay,
us.
You guys really
okay,
do.
This
But
is good. This
Brice,
is good.
I think what Brice did was you saw when we posted that video on Instagram, Kyler commented on it.
Yeah, it got
So
to
Kyler looked at us. He goes, all right. So they wanted this guy Brice on, right? And they intentionally started talking shit about me. Fuck the Niners, I'm gonna kick their ass. Fuck the Dolphins, I'm gonna kick their ass. Fuck
Yeah,
the
they
Bears, fuck the
did.
Jets, I'm kicking their ass too. And Brice is the reason all of our teams lost.
Brice
'Cause
Butler cursed Caps Off.
Kyler hates Caps Off. Kyler wants us all to be miserable and lose, and he did it successfully.
It's very selfish of Kyler. Like you would think that someone in the NFL wouldn't focus so much on our little podcast where we're talking about the game. Like, bro, like why are you so obsessed with us? Like, just
Yeah.
go play the other teams that well too. It's not that
Or
serious.
just like read a book. Get
Yeah,
off your phone.
like just stop. Like it's just mean, and it's not.
He's
being mean.
He did illegal things to your team today.
Yeah, it was not nice what he was doing to the team.
Do you want to
touchdowns on the
FaceTime
ground.
real quick?
I just text him if he's up. It's 1:15 in the
late,
morning
fellas.
on the East
He is a
Coast.
Pacific guy, but
Yeah, I would say he's Pacific.
We'll give him
time.
1
is
minute to
late.
respond, see if he's on his phone. But
yeah, because I'm also fading.
Yeah,
I just like
I am
you
fading
guys know when
too.
you get those moments when it's super late. Like I just turned off for a second. My head
Maybe
started to get hot.
maybe if he doesn't pick up right now, we can post the clip later with a video of Brice.
yeah, I think
that can be something.
we texted Brice about it earlier and all. He said a few things. He's a coach of a young.
a winless football
A
team.
winless football team. It looks like it appears they're probably 6 years old.
Are they the Jets?
They are the Jets. He's 0-6, so he's probably a bad head coach. He also said
had to
he
kick
said
them all
Arizona's
down.
balling. Ha ha ha. So that was all we got out of it. So that's kind of where I'll leave it. I do want to.
Oh, I got a message from Adam. How's that Bronco 3-win season looking, dumbass? That was just aggressive.
Me?
No, some other guy named
other
Adam.
Adam.
Just called
How's
me a
that Bronco
dumbass.
three
I
wins
want
looking
to start
dumbass?
doing a new
Didn't
segment.
they just lose today? They're 5-5.
You the sorriest dude I've ever seen bet. LMAO. Shout out Goosebumps.
Let's go. I want to do
One
a new
day we
segment.
should have a DM segment, like where you and me just read off our hate DMs.
We need
Like,
DMs.
I don't know why we haven't done
or
that.
just allow people to call.
What team is looking like it's going 2-15 now? This guy looks so young.
Well,
I know, but I'm just getting
Probably like
bodied by
13,
like a
yeah.
13-year-old.
no, I will say like the 12 to 14-year-old demographic is the best shit talkers I've ever seen in my life. They're so good at it on social media.
hurts.
It's insane.
I want to start a new segment.
dig deep,
whether
bro.
it be every recaps episode or just every episode before we sign off, that everyone kind of just like in their Twitter feeds, they find some really obscure, absurd stat that really just encapsulates something that happened. So my absurd stat that I've
I
brought
can do
to
this
you
for next week.
guys.
I'm not doing this right now.
Yeah, you don't have no.
Yeah.
I haven't
We didn't get the
prepared.
homework
I haven't
assignment.
prepared.
Yeah.
I just made this up on the spot, but
All
I
right.
had a stat. This is a stat that proves that Daniel Jones is by far the worst quarterback in the NFL, which is very
Because
unfortunate.
Deshaun Watson's hurt.
No, this proves that Deshaun Watson is better than him.
Oh, boy.
So this is the longest active streaks of games with less than 3 passing touchdowns. We're going to start at number 5, Trevor Lawrence, at 12 games. 12 games without throwing
Okay.
Not too bad, yeah.
3
That's a
passing
lot.
touchdowns.
It's still a lot.
Still a
I feel
lot,
like.
but
yeah.
not too bad.
Unfortunately, at number 4 is my Lord and Savior, Tua Tagovailoa. And it's been some time. It's been 13 games
That's
since he's thrown.
actually shocking.
That
with
blows
less-
my mind.
Yeah, he's been struggling.
Okay, actually, though.
Yeah.
At number 3 is Justin Fields at 14 games.
That feels right.
and that adds up.
Yeah.
At number 2 is Deshaun Watson at 14 games.
Okay.
They should have
really
did
hope
2 and
Daniel
3
Jones is
tied.
at like 27.
Daniel Jones is at 57 games.
57?
57 games without throwing 3 passing touchdowns.
That's like 4 seasons and change.
Number 2 is literally, let me rephrase, 14. There's 14 games.
57.
And then 57 games for Daniel Jones. Why are you so bad?
Did they say the last time he did that? I'm actually so curious.
Has he done it? Is that just his career?
That's crazy.
Because it could be.
There's no way.
The other stat that doesn't add to it as much, but CBS tweeted it, but most consecutive starts with fewer than 3 passing touchdowns since 2000, it's Daniel Jones right now at 58. Most consecutive starts, 58. And guys, he's in. Mike Vick, unfortunately, he's in there, but Chad Henne, Blaine Gabbert, and Derek Anderson.
Hey, Blaine Gabbert, Mizzou legend.
How crazy that's that?
That's
tough.
fucking
That's
nuts,
tough.
dude.
All right, that's all I got for
Holy
today.
shit.
I am so tired.
Well, that was our recaps episode.
That was fun. That was a good one.
Big,
That was a good one.
big week. Jake Paul fights Mike Tyson
yeah.
on Friday.
He's gonna knock his ass
Oh,
out.
yeah.
He's gonna knock Mike's fucking old ass out.
If you're still listening right now, live in the Better Picks app, currently is a free-to-play game where you can win up to a share of $50,000.
Usually you do it for 10K.
Usually it's
50,000
10K.
is a lot of
but it's a
money.
big fight. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, a lot of
lot of money
eyeballs.
being given out.
You'll be
I
there.
will be boots on the ground. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna put a whole lot of money on Jake Paul winning by knockout.
I think that's the play.
That's the game plan.
It's going to be a fun week.
Don't hate it by decision either, honestly.
Dude, there's no way. Like, dude, Mike, he's fucking 58. There's no way he's got the conditioning to take punches. His brain has to be a puddle already as is. So it's Jake Paul by knockout.
And if you're still listening, of course, make sure to download Better, play Better Picks, the only daily fantasy app right now where you can 2,000x your money. Not 1,000x, 2,000. $10 to 20,000. So make sure to download Better.
a lot of monies.
Play Better Picks. Use promo code CAPSOFF. Pat, parting words for us on Week 10 recaps.
It's a real simple one this week, fellas. Can I get a who?
Hoosiers!
Let's go.
Bye! Caps Off is brought to you by Better, starring Adam Spachnik, Jack Perotti, and this guy Pat right now, who we don't know if we're officially giving a seat to.
Cool.
Make sure to check out our socials at Caps Off Pod on Instagram and Caps Off Podcast on TikTok. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the link in the description. And as always, be sure to download Better and play Better Picks with promo code CAPSOFF to play the best daily fantasy football app on the market.